Kevin. Hey, congratulations on your new movie, Not Another Church Movie.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. May 10th. The world can go see it.
I know it's very exciting, and I also know that I'm in Los Angeles, ready to go to that premiere too. Also, so
Are you
that
going to come tomorrow? Oh, that's great.
yeah, so should be exciting to see everybody. So
Yeah. I'm excited to get the whole cast together. We'll celebrate the release of the film. I got to get my suit pressed. It's nice. It's great.
so let's ask that obligatory question we always ask: is what initially drew you to this project of a Not Another Church Movie?
I really honestly just wanted to laugh. And I grew up on the spoof movies of like Not Another Teen Movie, Don't Drink the Juice in the Hood, like Not Another Scary Movie. And I was like, the opportunity to pay homage to like this incredible amount of work that Tyler Perry has done. I was like, oh, that'd be great. And I was like, and I've never put on a wig before. So I was like, I can do it. I can do it.
I was gonna say you're not just with the main starring role. You actually play two main starring roles in the.
Yeah. Number one and number two on the call sheet. That was a new thing. I was like, okay, great.
How
I had to
how
keep my
how challenging it when you get something like that. I'm not even sure if you get something like that across many times.
I've never done it. Like I was saying, like one of my dreams. Someone asked me earlier, and I was like, I would love an opportunity to do one of the things that like Eddie Murphy did with like the Nutty Professor, or the when he plays all the characters. It's so much fun because I mean it's a lot of time in the makeup chair and all that kind of things, but you get to create these little characters. You have your other actors stand in for you, and they'll read lines with you. They'll pitch jokes with you, and you kind of make it. It's fun to see it all come together. You're like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, but it's a hell of a challenge.
So how do you prep for something like this? Especially the role of playing Tyler. I want to say Tyler Harry because
I
the
know, right? Exactly. I had seen most of the movies, but I wanted to just kind of refresh myself. So especially like whatever whichever movies they decided to parody in the script, I was like, well, I gotta go rewatch that. And I was like, when I got to the homecoming section, I think I had just seen that, and I was like, wait, do they want me to dress up as Tyler, dressed up as Beyonce? Oh, I totally would do this. I totally do this. And it was great. That was fun. But it's a lot of like you don't want to just get the jokes across and try to remember what his intent was for all the films that he made, and then like what we found funny about it, what we could you know make a little humor at. It was kind of great.
what about these Tyler Perry movies that what do you think is that secret that everybody loves how he makes his films?
I think he just tells like a universal story that everybody's and basically the heart of all his films. It's about family. It's about overcoming adversity. It's about faith. And I think he does a really great job at like just being honest for the story that he wants to tell. And I think people have clung to it. It was an underserved community, and I was happy that like, oh wow, we got this parody. We've got like this collection of like films by a black filmmaker we can parody now. And I was like, and I thought that was really cool. But
Did you want to try very hard to basically to imitate his movements, the way he talk and all this kind of stuff?
I was thinking about that, like because he does this. I mean, hats off to man, like all because he plays like 4 or 5 characters in his movies, and like and all of the different voices and all the stuff. And I was like, I wanted to get the essence of what he did for Medea. I love the character, but she's great. And my character's Madood, and I wanted to get the essence of it, but I didn't want to do a flat out imitation. I wanted to be like, this is again, it's a spoof. It's like, well, what if it was like this? What if it wasn't as spot on as what he does? And so I try a slightly different voice, but I keep it his rhythm. So I want you to recognize her, but I don't want it to be the same thing. The wigs are a little different. It's a little how I move is a little different, but I thought it'd be fun.
It's actually kind of funny. I did actually view the film, not knowing
Oh,
what I was actually expecting, and then when Madood actually showed up, I had to do a double take to make sure that was actually you.
that's cool. Yeah, I know. It's fun. It's I had a friend who watched it. It was like I literally, man, I've known you for 20 years. And I was like, oh, that's Kevin. That's Kevin. I'm like, yeah, same guy, same guy.
So tell us about the transformation into Madood
Yeah.
for this film.
For me, I mean, I just kind of like did my own. I just kind of mind my own family, which is kind of the plot of the movie. Is that like God taps Taylor to write, some life changing film, and he discovers in the film he goes, well, my best people are my family, so he uses them. He made all this family. He uses those as characters, and that's kind of what I did when I shaped my dude. I was like, there's a little of my mom in it, a little of my grandmother in it, a little of my sisters in it, just a little stuff. I was like, oh, she would say this, she would do it like this, and that's kind of what I use. And I thought it was really fun and like a great little acting challenge.
You must come from a very funny family yourself, then.
I really do. I really do. I really do. That's why I'm outside of a Pink's hot dog giving an interview right now. Because they're like, we hungry, boy. I don't care. I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna go.
Now, you said you were spending quite some time in the makeup chair,
Yeah.
but the thing that I'm actually astonished is the costume you actually have to wear for my dude.
Yeah. It's there's a picture on my Instagram that I love, and it's me wearing the bodysuit with like one of the wigs, and it's just the bodysuit, no dress, no whatever. And I'm posing, looking at the camera, and the caption just says, I went to Juilliard. It's what you know. It's like there's a lot of challenge in that. It's a lot of challenge in that. The bodysuit is great. I mean, it's really they were trying to figure out what would look best on camera and how best to shape it and da da da. And like I mean, it's a low budget movie. I mean, it's a little indie, but to see what it would be like, I mean, I can only imagine that Tyler must have like 6 or 7 or 8 of these suits laying around. But they built each time I put it on, it was something different. It was a different fit.
How cumbersome was it to move in that outfit?
It definitely changes how you move because the weight of the stuff. But it's okay. They try to make it like as comfortable. Like I do a lot of flips in the movie, and there's a lot of physical activity I got to do. So they wanted to make sure I can still move, but still keep the silhouette of the character. Yeah.
Now, just like Tyler Perry, you have to interact with yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, so in this case, tell us how you pulled it off.
Man, I don't know. I have no idea. I was like, I would sit, they would roll the camera, I would sit on one side of the car, I would do the lines, and then we would stop. They'd get me out of costume, put me in another costume. I'd sit on the other side of the car, they roll the camera again, and I'd have to like interact that way. And then it kind of just edited it together in a way that I thought I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. But like some jokes landed, some jokes lasted, made it to the movie, and some jokes they were like, well, next time we'll do that for you. Next time.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the only way to do it because you only have one script and you can only play one character at a time.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. But
How much improv do you do? Because it all watching a film like this, it seems like you're such a natural comedian and you could just shoot zingers and one-liners, but
I
some things you don't
appreciate you,
know.
man. It's really it's like I was so lucky and fortunate to work with people I got to work with. Wayne Stamps, who's not an actor, he's known for a writer and like, but he put his first film. He plays my brother, and he was brilliant. Like just how quickly his mind would come together with these jokes, and I was just on my toes trying to keep up with these guys. Like Tisha Campbell, Kyla Pratt, like they're all just so good and quick. Lamorne Morris, man, Lamorne cracked me up every day, and I was like, I don't know how to. I'm just gonna sit here and try not to embarrass myself. But which was a lot of improv in this film. There's a lot of improv in this film. You just kind of like if you can just trust yourself, be in the moment. I know it's ridiculous, I know it's all this stuff, but we can really find some really funny moments. Yeah.
Of course, being at another church, not another church movie, there's a lot of church mockery.
There is, and I grew up in the church, so it's really, I was like, oh, my mom ain't gonna like this part. She ain't gonna like this part, but actually, but it's also there is. I mean, I love the music that one of our producers, Jerome Marquise, creates. Like I love the song that plays at the end of the thing. It's called "I'm Grateful," and it's a gospel song. It's beautiful, and I'm like, and it's about gratitude, and it's about the faith we can find in each other. And there's a sense of family in this movie. I mean, it's really kind of beautiful. But,
So all the gospel singing and dancing that basically comes all back to you as you grew up in that culture.
it really does. I was like, okay, I remember this. This is it. This is it. Yeah.
So in this case, what do you hope when people actually watch a film like this?
like I said before, I just want people to laugh and have a good time. You know, we're not making Citizen Kane. It's not like, you know, it's just going to be one of those things where we're looking and say, oh, as a community, as a people, we've created some really funny movies, and like now we're making, you know, a joke on top of a joke. You're just making it funnier, thing, or as funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know. I have to give credit because we've seen a lot of spoof movies, but I want to say this is a mostly black spoof movie. I haven't
It,
seen one of those in a while.
and I have not seen one of those in a while. And I was like, you know, the Wayans brothers used to make them all the time, and it would be great, you know. But that was like in the '90s. And it's like, wow, when is it time to really? It'd be really great to be able to get back into that. And I think I saw them. I read the story in one of the trade papers. They're coming out with another one, and I was like, oh, that's great. So maybe we can get ahead of the curve and get people out there. But I want people to come and have a good time. Bring your mom, bring your family. May 10th, we'll be theaters nationwide. It'll be great.
And a little bit about yourself, Kevin. You mentioned that you were trained at Juilliard, so
I was a lot of theater. I'm actually in a play now in LA. It's called Monsters of the American Cinema, and it's a two-hander. It's me and this incredible actor named Logan Ardity. He's like, it's his first play, it's his debut. He's 20, and I play a father who's raising his dead husband's son in a small white town, and you know, trying to figure out how to like maneuver people's racism and homophobia and all that. It's really funny play. It's very touching, and it's very. I credit my training at school to be able to do that and do a movie and be on 2 television shows, and then also get hot dogs from my mama. It's
it's funny. It's because going to such a prestigious school like that, you're probably trained in all aspects. So is comedy the easiest thing you could do, or is it really challenging?
I actually think comedy is one of the hardest things you can do. But I also come from the school of belief that comedy is everything. I think good drama needs comedy, and I think, you know, great comedy needs good drama. Like I think you have to believe in the circumstances, and like, but it's just observational. It's like I think we all want to relate. We want to see ourselves up there in the screen in these characters, and there's just life is just can be very funny. It's all about your perspective. I think that's all.
Well said.
Yeah.
And want to take note that you are currently on 2 TV shows. I'm currently watching Will Trent right now myself.
Oh, it's such a great show, right? Liz Heldens is like, she's such an incredible writer, man. I worked with her. I was fortunate enough to work with her on a show for Fox called The Big Leap. And we only lasted a season, but I'm so proud of that show. And she went on to do this. And she's like, hey, would you consider doing? I was like, girl, I'll read the phone book for you, whatever you need. So I'm really happy to be a part of that because those guys they're fantastic. Ramon and Erica and Sonia and you know Ayantha, they're really Jake. They're great. It's a great cast to be part of.
Now tell us about the other show. I want to say it's the reboot of Frasier.
It's the reboot of Frasier again. It's like I get to do these legacy projects that are really fun. Kelsey Grammer has assembled like this incredible team of new actors to come in and continue the story to this later chapter in life. It's set in Boston. He's now moved from Seattle to reunite with his son. It's played by Jack Comer Smith. Comer Scott, sorry, he's hilarious. And Nicholas Lyndhurst is a big British television star. He's in it with him. And I was like, oh, I see. So David couldn't do this iteration, so we need a new David who's British and really funny. And they play off each other brilliantly. It's so great. Another Juilliard kid, Anders Keith. He's also really tremendous in it. It's just fun. And I'm one of the firemen who work in the house with his son.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I could tell you love your career. You love your job, and not another church movie. It's almost meta in its own sense.
Exactly right. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, man. I really appreciate it. Like, and I hope that you enjoyed the movie, and I'll see you tomorrow night, huh?
Hey, let's do that. Thank you very much,
All right.
Kevin.
Of course. Bye bye.